Hello and welcome to day 63 on the Pacific Crest Trail. Although technically it started on day 62 because we began the day waking up at 11 p.m. yesterday. We started summiting Mount Whitney at 11:45, so we started our journey then. Birdsong had messaged us the day before to say that she'd be meeting us at the next section, so she's feeling pretty sick, which is unfortunate, but it sounds like she's doing the right thing, just looking after herself, making sure she's not taking any risks. But yeah, still was a shame to not summit with her. But yeah, so we set off. We didn't really know what to expect. We were excited and apprehensive, walking towards the mountain. So the closest we could camp was about 8 miles from the summit, so we had a little bit of walk to the mountain itself. And along the way we'd turn off our lights and gaze at the stars, and it was amazing because we were so high up. We had a really clear view of the stars, and we could even see the Milky Way as well. I'll attach a picture, but yeah, it's so cool. Even if we couldn't really see what was around us, just looking up and seeing that as we went up was just astounding. We gradually started to climb, got a little bit colder as we went. My fancy new gloves did come in handy, which was great, good to know that they work. And the ascent was actually probably the toughest part of the day, not because of the elevation gain necessarily, but definitely because of the height that we were at. Luckily, I didn't have any major symptoms. I was maybe a little bit lightheaded at times, but other than that, I was just out of breath as per usual. But Scales and Jumpscare had some wooziness and nausea on the way up. So we had lots of stops along the way to check in, and we walked past a few other people that were sitting it out. So yeah, it was definitely rough for a lot of people. Most of the trail itself was quite easy to walk on, but there were 3 or 4 snowy sections which had a bunch of footprints on them, but it was quite icy, so there was a lot of grip with our micro spikes, but it was quite scary because it was a massive drop, probably like about 1,000 feet, and we couldn't really see that, so some people struggled with that a bit, but we managed to keep going. I did get quite cold going through those bits because we took it really slowly to make sure everyone got across, but luckily towards the end we got moving again. I warmed up, I put on all my layers, and it was fine. And along the way, when we were kind of half stuck on one of these snowy sections, Walkie Talkie caught up with us, which was great fun. So he chatted with us for a little bit and then overtook us, as he normally does. And we met him again at the summit, where we took pictures and we signed the ledger and congratulated each other on making it. There's a cool metal sign that you can hold up to just get pictures taken with. That was great. We didn't make the summit in time for the sunrise, but we did see it on the ridge walk up, where you can kind of see it through gaps in some spiky bits of rock, and it was stunning. I think probably the best sunrise that I've seen so far. It was beautiful, as was the rest of it. The whole day was absolutely stunning. The views were epic. Everything here is just so big and grand, which makes sense given that we were climbing the tallest mountain in the whole of mainland USA, 4,400 meters or 14,500 feet. And yeah, there were just no words really as we were going up. Just the insane beauty and scale of all the mountains around us. It was just mind-blowing. It was amazing. The day really had everything. And I thought we were really lucky just to see the stars that high up, as well as the mountains in daylight. We didn't miss out on either of those things. We got to see everything we possibly could, and the weather was pretty much perfect. I headed down the mountain after ascending with Walkie Talkie and Scales. We had wonderful time yapping away. The snowy sections that were so tough on the ascent were suddenly pretty easy and just fairly chill. Luckily it hadn't got too slushy by the time we were coming down, because we arrived at the summit at probably 6:45 and we left about 7:20, so by the time we were down at the bottom, or we finished at about 12:30, so luckily around the time we were hitting the snowy parts it was maybe about 9 or 10, so it wasn't too bad. And we had so much fun. We were glissading around. We glissaded to the bottom, which was just so much fun. Walkie Talkie hadn't glissaded before, so we showed him the ropes and post-holed a whole bunch, but it was all good fun. Storm clouds did start rolling in about the time we were getting back to the camp, but We made it back just before the rain started. Unfortunately, Cannonball's knees were quite beaten up by the descent, so we're going to be doing 13 miles tomorrow rather than an additional 9 today, which is great because I haven't slept and it would be nice to have a proper amount of sleep. So yeah, after the ascent, there was a bit of a thunderstorm. It rained for a little bit. The thunder sounded really impressive. And yeah, so just chilling in my tent for a bit until dinner and bedtime, really. I gave myself a haircut, I had a stretch. Yeah, just a nice chill way to end the day, and looking forward to getting some sleep. So yeah, overall it's been an incredibly special day. I think today is the new favourite day. It was just amazing. It had some of everything. There were highs, there were lows, there were in-betweens, there was laughter, there was tears, everything you could want and ask for. Just amazing. So yeah, bring on the rest of the Sierras, and I will see you tomorrow.